Hello, everyone. This is Big Dan with Southern Extreme Sports Talk. Just coming to you today. We're going to talk about the quarterback rankings for completed week 9 here. We had a excellent weekend of college football. So I was just going to go over the quarterback rankings kind of like I say, these teams will be in the top 15, mostly top 25 teams. So without further ado, let's get started. If you would, like and subscribe. If you like the content, share. Help my channel grow. I appreciate it. So we're gonna get started here on the rankings and kind of go through. I threw in a couple quarterbacks, took out a couple that are not going to be relevant. Um, the one of them that I threw in, he kind of, I got to looking at it and researching a little bit more. But, we usually use quarterbacks with a criteria of so many throwing passes or whatever. And we use a lot of quarterbacks for running too. So I wanted to throw in, I got to researching Army's quarterback. I threw him in there. His name is Bryson Daly. Of course, they're undefeated right now. They're ranked number 22, I believe, is their ranking in the AP ranking. But passing wise, now he's only 27 of 47 for 629 yards. He's got a 57.4 completion rate with 7 touchdowns. He's got a 219 rating. He's number one on my list as far as the rating goes. But running wise, he's attempted 138 carries for 909 yards and 19 touchdowns. So he's accounted for 26 touchdowns. So he's doing pretty good. He should be on the Heisman watch. But anyhow, may have to throw him on there. So, but Army's doing good. Their big game, like I say, is going to be against Notre Dame. Now, the number 2 rating quarterback, and I won't spend too much time on him, is the Indiana quarterback, Curtis Rourke. He's recovering from a thumb injury, so hopefully Indiana will get him back. They're doing awesome also. They're 8-0. Looking to their big square off is going to be against Ohio State. Excuse me. The number 3 quarterback, he's moving up a little bit, is Will Howard with Ohio State. He had a pretty good weekend, as the team really didn't have a overall great weekend. They had a scare from Nebraska, which got blowed out by Indiana. But anyhow, they're playing kind of sluggish, and from my point of view, but that's just could be part of it. But anyhow, his rating is 183.9. He's got 17 touchdowns. He's thrown for 1,795 yards, and his completion rate is 74. So he's doing real good also. Now, our number 4 quarterback is going to be Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. He's thrown for 2,695 yards, 70.6 completion rate, 15 touchdowns. His rating's 180.1. And number 5 is going to be Dylan Gabriel from Oregon. He's thrown for 2,371 yards. His completion rate is 76.2, 18 touchdowns, 174.8 is his rating. Of course, Oregon's number 1 in the country, and he's doing awesome for them. He's guiding them. They have gotten better and better each week. But there's nobody. They'll finish undefeated and be number one. Then they'll play the conference championship against either. I believe it's going to be against Indiana, but it'll be them or probably Ohio State. Ohio State and Penn State play this weekend. If Ohio State can keep it together, they should win the ball game against Penn State. But we'll see. Penn State's quarterback is Drew Allard. We'll talk about him in a second. He's hurt. But anyhow, going to the next one. It's going to be Cam Ward from Miami. He has thrown for 2,746 yards. He's got a 68 completion percentage, 24 touchdowns. His rating is 174.7. And then number 7 on the list is going to be Drew Allard from Penn State. 1,640 yards, 71.3 completion rate, 12 touchdowns. His rating is 174.6. Like I say, he'll be a game time decision. He had a lower left leg injury from this past game against Wisconsin this weekend. But we'll see. The little backup looked decent. So, but like I say, they're playing Ohio State this weekend. Very tough competition. So, but the game is at Penn State, so that might help them a little bit. But anyway, moving on. Number 8 on our list is going to be Shedeur Sanders from Colorado. They entered the top 25 this weekend. Congratulations to them. Shedeur Sanders has thrown for 2,591 yards. He's got a 73.3 completion rate, 21 touchdowns. His rating is 165. And then also he's run for 3 touchdowns. He's run the ball 61 times for a negative 18 yards and got 3 touchdowns. So the sacks go into that. I think he's about the highest sack rate. It was astronomical at the yards they lost from sacks. But anyhow, he's doing a good job. Number 9 is going to be Cade Klubnik from Clemson. He's thrown for 1,836 yards, 66.7 completion rate, 20 touchdowns. His rating is 164.5. And then the next quarterback is going to be number 10 on the list, be Jalen Milroe from Alabama. He's thrown for 1,937 yards, 67.5 completion rate, 13 touchdowns, and his rating is 162.9. So that's where he stands. Of course, Alabama's got a couple losses. They got a big game against LSU that's going to determine a good bit for both teams. So, number 11 on the list is Eli Holstein from Pittsburgh. Of course, they're undefeated still in the ACC. So they're in the hunt there with Clemson, Miami, SMU, and it's going to be them, Pittsburgh. So I think this weekend SMU and Pittsburgh play, so that'll cure out one of those spots probably, But anyhow, Eli is from Zachary, Louisiana, and he's, like I say, he transferred from Alabama to Pittsburgh. This is his first year playing. But he's thrown for 1,805 yards, 64.2 completion rate, 17 touchdowns. He's got a rating of 156.1. And that's Pittsburgh's doing a real good job right now. And then we're going to move on to number 12. That's going to be Quinn Ewers from Texas. Let me see here. Now, Quinn, he has thrown for 1,389 yards, 69.1 completion rate, 14 touchdowns, and he has a 149.4 rating. So they lost bad to Georgia, of course. That's their only loss. They got a big game left against A&M at the end of the year. So that's going to be a big, big game. Excuse me. So we have the next quarterback is going to be from BYU. It's Jake Ritzloff, I believe. I hope I don't say that wrong, but if I did, I'm sorry. He has thrown for 1,872 yards. He's got a 59.8 completion rate, 18 touchdowns. 148.3 is his rating, but he's also run for 303 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he helps them a lot. They're undefeated, and they're doing good. Like I say, I look for them to win the Big 12. I believe it's between them, not Ohio, BYU, Iowa State, Kansas State. Those are the ones that's going to be vying for. Of course, Kansas State still got to play Iowa State. BYU already beat Kansas State, so that's why I say I look for BYU to. I think they're going to win the Big 12. So we had Jake coming in at 13. Our next person is 14th on the list. That's Garrett Nussmeier from LSU. They had a terrible game this weekend. Good first half, but we couldn't control that quarterback A&M had in the second half. But anyway, and our kicking game wasn't good. But anyways, he has thrown for 2,627 yards, a 62.5 completion rate. He has 20 touchdowns, 143.1 rating. Then we're going to go to number 15 is Riley Leonard from Notre Dame. He has 1,360 yards passing, 66.2 completion rate, 8 touchdowns, 134.2 rating. But he also has 539 yards rushing and 11 touchdowns running the ball. So he's got 19 touchdowns total. But anyhow, that's our list for this week. The rundown on our quarterback ratings. Like I say, we got about 4 weeks left here, 4 or 5 weeks left. So it'll be shaking out here pretty good, and over the next couple of weeks, be shaping up good. But anyway, I appreciate you, and if you would just like and subscribe, help me build my channel, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you very much. Bye bye.